Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Nate, again. We're going to be capping up the series today, so we're going to be doing the last part 3 of planning your FLL season. So today we're going to be talking about the final step to preparing your robot to be successful throughout your FLL season. And the topic today is mainly going to be on planning ahead. So I've talked about, some general guidelines that we do, like, thinking of a strategy and things like that in my previous videos. Today's part is going to be thinking ahead and how you can, how that benefits your performance and how that makes your season more successful. So when thinking ahead, what I mean by thinking ahead is, always being, knowing what you're going to do next in robot game. Something that's very, very important is making sure that you can estimate the scores that are going to be, at your competitions. Estimate them pretty well, and then also make sure that your robot is going to be able to compete with those scores, and then also make sure that your programming and things like that is very reliable. So before we dive into that, what we're going to do is I just want to remind you guys that at 300 subscribers, we're going to be doing another giveaway. So if you want to be a part of that and have an entry into that giveaway, please interact with my videos, comment, and ask questions. I also know that in some of my previous videos in the comments, in the section under my videos, we've gotten a video or some comments on basically, can you do I've been asked to do a gyro programming tutorial for like turning and also driving straight. So I'll be doing that. It's just give me a couple days and I'll be posting that on my channel for you guys. So if you're interested in that, just keep an eye out and subscribe to my channel to be notified for that. All right, so let's get started. So planning your future in the season. So basically, you want to be able to have things, and be able to modify your robot to be able to compete as the competition gets tougher and tougher. So basically, obviously, you guys know that at your first events, teams might be scoring 80 to 140 points most of the time. So at most of the events I've watched, teams have scored, like the top teams have scored between 80 and 140 points. So teams will be scoring that at, most likely at your first event. However, when you reach like tougher competitions, say if you advance to your next competition, at your next competition, the teams are going to be scoring higher than that because they've had more time to work on their robot. So if you plan on doing well in robot and competing with those teams, you need to be able to do the same thing. You need to be able to score higher yourself. So you need to always be able to, plan like, okay, this is what we're going to go to competition 1 with, but let's work on some of the modifications for competition 2 in case we advance, kind of thing. That's what our team does. We already have plans on what programs and what type of paths we're going to, go across the field with our robot on during the second competition. The first one, we kind of have them all planned out. So we know what we're going in the first competition with, and we have a goal, and we are on target to achieve that goal. And then for the second competition, we know the changes that we're going to make to our robot and the changes that we're going to make in our programs to score even more points. That way we can compete with the other robots at that competition. So it's really critical that you guys do the same thing if you plan on competing in robot game, because the robot game changes so much with more competition. With more competition, you get many higher points. A lot of times, I would estimate that at championship rounds, you can get, top tier teams will have 250 to 300 points. And then, of course, at World Championships, that's a different league. Teams will have a lot more points than that even. So, at your regional championship or your district championship, teams will probably have between 200 and 250 points is the top tier teams. That's what we're estimating some of the top tier teams in robot game to be. So that's what we're kind of, planning to modify our robot and adjust according to the scores we're estimating the competition to be. So with that, you want to make sure that you don't just, when you're estimating the next competition and estimating where you want your robot to be by that competition, you don't want to kind of just stick with a hair. So when I say that, you don't want to say, I estimate that, say, the second place team at the next, or, at our second competition to score 250 points. Well, we don't want to score 250 points then, because that means that we might be really close with that team. So, also if our estimation is a little bit wrong, let's say teams are scoring, to the top 3 teams are scoring 260 points, and then we only go with 250, then we're not going to score as high as them, and we're going to get placed in like 4th or 5th place in a robot game, and that's not what we want. So we need to be able to plan what we estimate the teams to score, and then also bump it up a little bit. That way, we can score higher than we think the other teams are going to be scoring, and we can, as long as things go as planned, we can plan to, try to do our best to score first place in robot game. So it's really important that you're thinking of these things ahead of time, because you don't want to get to the competition, your first competition, advance, and then say, we have already used our full 2.5 minutes in our robot game, and we really don't know what we can change to score more points, because that can really, be a downer, because you can, you really, then you take, say 3 weeks of thinking, okay, what can we change? When if you think about this ahead of time, you can kind of just jump right into those changes as soon as you advance to the next competition. Saves you a lot of time, and it can actually make your score a lot higher, because you're saving time and you can start programming those changes as soon as possible. So I hope this tip was helpful today. Remember, I'm going to be doing that gyro sensor video soon. I know next next on the schedule, we're also going to be doing a video on how, as a rookie and first and second year team, you get your best chance at scoring awards and winning awards. So I'm going to be doing that as a video. So keep an eye out for the gyro sensor and for the rookie awards video, and I'll be posting those very shortly. So if you want to see those, you can easily subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when I post those videos. And I'll see you guys next time.